We can avoid much of the fraud, the scams, the shenanigans by just sticking with the basics, sticking with the fundamentals. We can never forget the fundamentals. That's why we go over them in every single class. I love this quote by Vince Lombardi, one of the greatest football coaches of all time. You don't do things right once in a while, you do them right all the time. So what was the key to Vince Lombardi's success? When he never stopped teaching the basics. He never stopped teaching the fundamentals. Every football season, he would go into the locker room with all his professionals and say, "Gentlemen, this is a football." Okay? Then he'd take them out on the field and show them all the basics out on the field. Now, do you think the veterans that were with him for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years were going, "Coach, not again. Oh my gosh, I know what a football is." Okay? No, they weren't thinking that, because they knew in order to be a great team, they needed to know the basics, they needed to know the fundamentals, and all the new players on board needed to know the basics and needed to know the fundamentals. So, this is our football. These are our fundamentals. And we go over them every class, so I don't want to have that thought pattern that, "Oh, John, not again." Okay? You have to remember these and never ever forget them. We're going to ignore market predictions and forecasts from the gurus because they don't have a clue of what's going to happen. We're going to have worldwide diversification. Plus, we're going to have diversification in asset classes with different correlations: stocks, bonds, real estate. Low turnover to reduce the hidden expenses and the taxes from turnover. But we're also going to have low-cost funds in the portfolio. You're going to know your risk in your portfolio. Am I on the very low volatility portfolio, the medium? Am I in an aggressive portfolio? You have to know this stuff in advance so you're not caught surprised by any downturns that come in. We're going to have relentless discipline because the average returns over periods of time includes the upside, which sometimes it's far above average, and sometimes the downside when we have a periodic negative year, right? But the other thing about relentless discipline that's important, if you're prudently diversified and broadly diversified all around the world in the investments that we're in, historically, there's never been a time after a downturn where you didn't have a recovery and on to new highs. That's extremely important to remember. And it didn't happen 80% of the time, it didn't happen 90% of the time, not even 99% of the time, 100% of the time. Okay, so remember that. And of course, we just do systematic, disciplined rebalancing on highs and lows on a quarterly basis for you. We just did it a couple of weeks ago. You guys got a notification in your email inbox of the rebalancing. Then the other thing that we do is use a third-party custodian to hold your money. Okay, we use third-party custodians for your securities. We use TD Ameritrade. We use large insurance companies if you guys have annuities, or banks for CDs and that kind of thing. So we use the third-party custodians. All your money is verifiable by you, and that's the way it needs to be. If we hand you a statement or a piece of paper showing your account balances and your holdings, you can call up that financial institution by phone and verify, "Hey, is this what I have in my account?" And they'll say yes or no. Or you can log in online to any one of these financial institutions on their website and see what's in your accounts. When it comes to your money, trust but verify. Never ever blindly follow an authority figure. A lot of those victims blindly followed the financial professional, which turned out to be a con artist, and they lost their money. Okay? Better yet, verify, then trust. Scott and I, we appreciate your trust. We're thankful for your trust, but we don't expect your trust. If there's something that you think is just, you have a question on your account, it won't offend us one bit if you call us and ask us a question on that, because we'll have the answer. And then of course you can verify it. You'll be able to verify it. Of course, client education is critically important. You guys are here today. We're preaching to the choir, right? Yeah, thank you for coming. But if you can't, watch the videos, read the newsletters. Got great information in there. Education is really important. That's why we end every class with education is your best defense against imprudent investing, right? Invest intelligently. Stick to the basics, stick to the fundamentals, and we can avoid the fraud. Extremely hard to do over long periods of time. And why is that? Because of our emotions. Our emotions override common sense. Every once in a while I'll hear the guy on TV, a financial guy on TV, and he'll say, well, you have to get rid of your emotions when you're investing. I go, yeah, good luck with that. Okay? Every investor has some level of fear and some level of greed. You have to be able to control that and know what you're investing in to overcome that. But you can't get rid of your emotions. And these guys are on TV every single minute of every single day, pounding investors. The financial media, the forecasters, the prognosticators, the economists, the scam artists are on TV too. Bernie Madoff was on TV a lot. A lot of those scam artists you see on TV.